AMD, AMD, AMD.
Hey guys, AMD Vulcan Ash here. They're doing a 9070 XT giveaway. 2 of them are going to be signed by Lisa Su. 3 of them are not. But guess what? You need one of those cards. Get in on the giveaway today.
AMD, 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 AMD.
To 1, a pirate's tale. Ara, gather round, ye scallywags, for I've a tale to spin about a man whose power sailed through the world like a mighty ship on the high seas, though not by sword or cannon, but by a will stronger than any gale. This tale begins on the evening of the great feast, when the stars be bright in the sky and the waves be calm on the horizon. It was the day of the great banquet that Commodore Lisa Su, the captain of the mighty vessel known as AMD, received a most unusual request. The docks were bustling with the voices of traders and merchants, but her mind was on matters more serious than coin. For you see, not every captain answers the cries of the common folk, but Commodore Su, she was different. She had power, aye, but it was a power built upon honor, loyalty, and trust. And that's why when the call came from one of her old friends, a distressed soul in need, she knew she had no choice but to lend a hand. The man who sought her favor was none other than a lowly merchant by the name of Jim Anderson, a fellow whose name wasn't spoken among the high circles of power, until now. Anderson had heard tales of Commodore Su's might, and sought her out for a favor so grave it could shake the very foundations of their world. Anderson, stumbling in the weight of his plea, arrived at the grand doors of Commodore Su's fortress, clutching a letter sealed with a mark most ancient. In the shadows of her chamber, the Commodore raised an eyebrow, reading the message. The words upon it were as black as a stormy night. "I need your help, Commodore," said Anderson, his voice shaking like a ship caught in a squall. "My daughter has been wronged. The villains in this world have taken what they should not, and I cannot find justice alone. Please, I beg ye, lend me your hand." Lisa Su's eyes were as cold as the iron in a ship's hull. She did not hesitate. "I be no ordinary Captain Jim," she said with a glint in her eyes like a treasure chest waiting to be plundered. "But ye came to the right ship." Jim dropped to his knees, the floor creaking beneath his weight. He pleaded with the Commodore, offering riches, titles, anything his weak hands could bear to give. But Sue, well, she wasn't the type to be swayed by gold or gems. She looked upon him and said, "I'll help ye, but remember this. A favor from me costs more than ye could ever repay. It's not riches I seek, it's loyalty I want you to swear an oath that when the time comes, you'll stand with me through the storms." Anderson, his face pale as the moon, nodded. "Aye, Commodore, I swear it." The Commodore leaned back in her chair, the shadows dancing across her features like the mist rising from the sea. "Then it's done, but ye won't see me again. I have my own way of getting things done. My crew will take care of it." And just like that, the fate of Anderson's daughter, and perhaps the balance of the entire world, shifted in ways he couldn't imagine. Meanwhile, in the dark corners of AMD's pirate fleet, a crew of seasoned swashbucklers, pirates with hearts as hard as steel, prepared for the journey ahead. Captain Ruth Cotter, First Mate Raja Kaduri, and the rest of the gang were always ready for what was coming. They weren't just sailors. They were warriors of the trade, skilled in their craft, bound by the unspoken code of the sea. And so, dear reader, the stage was set for the grandest of adventures. For in these waters, one does not simply seek vengeance. They take it, and they take it with a vengeance.